Hi, I'm David Dutton, and this is behind the scenes of Kill Phil. Last week we built the BOBA FETT blaster.
Wow!
And our guest was Gutex from Crouch Counter Live. He's a street fighting champion and also a squirrel hunting champion. Well, not really, he kind of sucked at that. It was really nice to meet Ryan, he was a great guy. But when we first got there, Jesse wasn't around and there was a bunch of these weird dolls he had out.
A little creepy. What does that say about Jesse?
Yeah. The doll heads are actually controlled by remote.
You see that?
And Jesse was in the other room messing around with us, just twisting the heads by remote.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
What the hell is this?
No, these are actually made for a little independent horror film I'm working on, a ghost story.
So when we do the reveal, it's all improv.
Like a Mr. Burns? Or
Yeah.
like a...
Yeah, like a Mr. Let's do a Mr. Burns.
You're like... You ever used one of these things before?
No. I've used similar weapons in my
my bounty hunting career. Your height and range here and here, so you can see a pretty good distance.
I mean, about how far are we talking? I like to people watch. But there's like a bunch of girls down there. There's like a little lingerie store down there, so you know I kind of like to creep a little bit.
Gotcha.
That was pretty creepy.
For our end gag, we wrote Ryan shooting at this squirrel. That's a gun noise, right?
I'm seeing his mouth go psh. Do you want that? Yeah.
And our intention was just to go there and shoot all of our scenes, and then some other time go into the forest and hunt for squirrels.
They record this, fighting the squirrel.
Lucky for us, out comes a squirrel in the perfect location, so we scrambled, grabbed our cameras, and we started chasing down the squirrel.
I lost him. He's right here.
Right there.
Eventually, we get some good shots of it, but we barely got him. So everyone talks about Boba Fett's death, right? It's one of the worst ever.
He actually dies kind of a bitch death, to be honest.
Yeah.
So he's such a badass. He kind of goes out kind of weak.
Yeah.
Knocked into a
Solo
pit.
just like bumps into him, and then he just flies into the...
Yeah.
We wanted to do the same thing for Phil. So instead of being killed by the blaster, he just randomly gets knocked into the path of a van.
What's out of this blaster?
I wasn't sure if I could make the death look convincing, so Jesse actually soaked up a sponge full of fake blood and he started pelting the windshield, and we thought maybe we'd cut to that for the impact.
Great. That was good.
But I started working on the VFX, and just holding on the shot looked more realistic and shocking, so we just went ahead with that. Okay, to do this effect, we had to do the shot twice, once with the van and once with Phil. We cut out Phil's side and we laid it over the van, which was the plate. Then we made a still of Phil so we can manipulate him, move him around, and let him go with the impact of the van. You see his hand has to go under the hood there, so we also cut out a layer for the hood of the van. Then we're going to puppeteer his body. We want him to flail along like a rag doll when he gets hit. Okay? And then you see here, the tree is above him because it's part of the plate. So we cut out the tree, let him go under it. For blood, I use cork hits. It looks nice and powdery, and I just paint them red. Also some traditional blood splats in there. I reused this dropping camera from our Looper episode. I thought it'd be a nice effect to have this camera flying up in the air. And lastly, to help sell this effect, let's fake a handheld motion to kind of combine all the elements. Okay, well thank you for joining us in Behind the Scenes of Kill Phil. Come back next week, we have Mari returning to host our show, and we're doing something from the Kick-Ass movie. Can you guess what the weapon is? It's not a baton, I'll tell you that.
Get your film fix. Subscribe to CineFix.